Everybody, I wanted to give you a couple more things in the Microsoft Word program to kind of help you. Some of you may have stumbled on these things as you were playing with your assignments. Some of you may not. Wanted to start with the view. All right, and on this, there's a couple different ways that you can do this. You can move side to side. This is the most important thing I wanted to show you is the ruler. I think we looked at this one before because as I go through this old grad school paper I wrote a year or two ago on, can't remember what the class was called, but anyway, it was about oral reading to little ones. So anyway, I'm using that paper as an example here. So the ruler is important, and that's going to be here at the view. Okay. Now I'm going to scroll down to my works cited page. Okay. And you'll notice it is aligned. The first line is all the way to the left. The second, third, or fourth, whatever, is indented by 5. This is called a hanging indent. And the way I did this, you're going to select what you're working on. You can see I have a lot of sources in this paper. And you're going to come up here. Do you see these upside down triangle? That's an upside down triangle. That's the left margin. This is my indent, okay? And I have it set on the 5, but I can move it wherever I want. When you write a formal paper and when the professor asks you for a works cited page, this is what they're asking for, okay? And to do that hanging indent, you just pull. This used to be sitting, whoops, grab up above. This used to be sitting up here, and I moved it here, and then I moved, it's getting a little ugly on me here. Anyway, I'm going to undo that because that shouldn't have done that, but it did. Anyway, I moved this indent 5 spaces so that I didn't have to hit an enter and try and retab it. That way, as I'm typing along, had I had another word, world news, do you see it automatically goes to the next line? That's because that hanging dent is in there. Okay, so that's one skill that you're going to need if you're writing research papers. The other thing is the view is the multi-page. You can view one page, which is what we have here. You can view multi-pages. Okay. You can also come down here at the bottom. So this is if you wanted to get a sense of how it's being laid out. You can also come down here and hit what's called focus mode. This drives me nuts, but for some people, it helps them focus on what they're working on. Okay. And if I undo that, I always have to hit this button right here. Whoops. I hit this button and then it comes out of there. This goes back to, excuse me, right here is read mode, similar to an e-reader on your either your iPad or Kindle or something of that nature. So I'm going to go back to here and I'm going to go back to just one page. And I'm going to come down here and zoom in again to where it's pretty normal. All right. The other thing I'm going to show you is the drop cap. And this is kind of a cool thing. I just lost where I had it. Insert, there we go. Okay, I'm at insert. And I've got my cursor up here. I'm going to hit drop cap. And this is the first one so that it makes that big, pretty letter. Now, I will warn you, if you're going to write a regular paper for a professor, they probably aren't going to appreciate this. But if you're writing something and you want to make it a little bit special, you can do that. This is the one where it's off in the margin. I don't like this one as well. I think this would be hard to read, but this one's kind of a nice thing. Again, be a little careful on this one, but I am here at insert and I'm at drop cap on that one. So that's a couple extra skills that you may or may not need for your everyday. Oh, in your last one, I forgot about the insert the page break. All right, say I'm here and I want to insert a page break. So I'm going to come over here to page break and I'm at insert. Okay. And it automatically gave me a new page. Okay. The reason I like this versus putting in just a bunch of enters. So if I start continuing here and write on more of my paper, that didn't affect where my second page spacing went. Whereas if I didn't do that, it would affect that spacing. Okay, so insert page break is right here. It's really nice if you've got a project and you've got various things you want to put on other pages. All right, have a good night, guys.